for you. Timed PNN at the same time that Biden's given his speech. So I wish that we knew ahead of time that they were going to have a speech. He was going to give a speech. So what we might do, yes, we're saving democracy. What we might do is check in on the speech as we're doing our, analyzing the news. Hey, glad you're here on this full moon Friday. And how you doing? Say hello. Let me know how you are. Let me know how your day went, how your week went. Did you have a fun week? The full moon hits officially full on at, I think, like let me check. 1:03 a.m. Eastern Time. Hello, 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 Tim. Hello, Tweet Scotchy. Hello. So, I guess I can keep an eye on the news. Yeah, it's just... And then, you know what? Sometimes they take forever to get going. They're like, oh, he's going to come up any minute. You know how that goes. And then it's like an hour. We just started getting rain. No thunder. Just rain. And it's nice because it was hot, and I'm not complaining about that. I like the heat. There he is. Let's listen in.
The only way American democracy can function is through compromise and consensus. And that's what I work to do as your president. To forge bipartisan agreement where it's possible and where it's needed. I've signed more than 350 bipartisan laws thus far in this 2.5 years, including an historic law that rebuilding America so that we can rank number 1 in the world in infrastructure instead of we're ranked now number 13 in the world. Another historic law, rebuilding our manufacturing base so that we'll lead the world once again in making semiconductor chips so much more, and so many more sophisticated ones. And now, a bipartisan budget agreement. This is vital because it's essential to the progress we've made over the last few years is keeping full faith and credit of the United States of America and passing a budget that continues to grow our economy and reflects our values as a nation. That's why I'm speaking tonight, to report on the crisis averted and what we're doing to protect America's future. Passing this budget agreement was critical. The stakes could not have been higher. If we had failed to reach an agreement on the budget, there were extreme voices threatening to take America for the first time in our 247-year history into default on our national debt. Nothing would have been more irresponsible. Nothing would have been more catastrophic. Our economy would have been thrown into recession. Retirement accounts for millions of Americans would have been decimated. 8 million Americans would have lost their jobs. Default would have destroyed our nation's credit rating, which would have made everything from mortgages to car loans to funding for the government much more expensive. And it would have taken years to climb out of that hole. And America's standing as the most trusted, reliable financial partner in the world would have been shattered. So, it was critical to reach an agreement. And it's very good news for the American people. No one got everything they wanted, but the American people got what they needed. We averted an economic crisis, an economic collapse. We're cutting spending and bringing the deficits down at the same time. We're protecting important priorities from Social Security to Medicare to Medicaid to veterans to our transformational investments in infrastructure and clean energy. I want to commend Speaker McCarthy. He and I, we and our teams, we were able to get along, get things done. We were straightforward with one another, completely honest with one another, respectful with one another. Both sides operated in good faith. Both sides kept their word. And I also want to commend other congressional leaders, House Minority Leader Jeffries, Senate Majority Leader Schumer, Senate Minority Leader McConnell. They acted responsibly and put the good of the country ahead of politics. The final vote in both chambers was overwhelming. Far more bipartisan than anyone thought was possible. So, I want to thank the members of Congress who to sign tomorrow become law.
Yippee!
So here's what the deal does. First, it cuts spending. And over the next 10 years, the deficit will be cut by more than $1 trillion. That'll be on top of the record $1.7 trillion. I already cut the deficit in my first 2 years in office. And it's clear we're all on a much more fiscally responsible course than the one I inherited when I took office 4 years ago. When I came to office, the deficit had increased every year the previous 4 years. And nearly $8 trillion was added to the national debt in the last administration. And now we're turning things around. And that's good for America. You know, my dad used to have an expression. He said, Joey, don't tell me what you value. Show me your budget. I'll tell you what you value. That's at the heart of this debate. What do we value? Protecting seniors. You may remember during my State of the Union address, there was a spirit exchange between me and a few Republicans spontaneously occurring on the floor of the House of Representatives. I was pointing out that for years, some of them were putting forward proposals to cut Social Security and Medicare. And some of them that night took exception, and they said very loudly that that wasn't true. So I asked them on the floor that night, asked them a simple question. Will you agree not to cut Social Security, not to cut Medicare? Would they agree to protect these essential programs that are a lifeline for millions of Americans? Programs that these Americans have been paying into every single paycheck they've earned since they started working. And that provides so much peace of mind. With the bright lights and cameras on, those few Republicans who were protesting, they agreed. They said they wouldn't cut it. That's how we protected Social Security and Medicare from the beginning and from it being cut, period. Healthcare was another priority for me, a top priority. I made it clear from the outset, I would not agree to any cuts in Medicaid, another essential lifeline for millions of Americans, including children in poverty, the elderly in nursing homes, and Americans living with disabilities. The original House Republican proposal would have cut health care for up to 21 million Americans on Medicaid.
Unbelievable.
I said no. And Medicare is protected. And so are millions of people most in need. Look, I've long believed that the only one truly sacred obligation that the government has is to prepare those we send into harm's way and care for them and their families when they come home and when they don't come home. That's why my last budget provided VA hospitals with additional funding for more doctors, nurses, and equipment to accommodate the needs of veterans and more appointments. The House Republican plan would have meant 30 fewer million VA healthcare visits for our veterans. We didn't let that happen.
Not on our watch.
In addition, this bill fully funds the bipartisan PACT Act, the most significant law in decades for veterans exposed to toxic burn pits and for their families. It expands access to those veterans and their families to health care and to disability benefits. Look, we're investing in America and our people and in our future. We've created over 13 million new jobs, nearly 800,000 manufacturing jobs. Where is it written that America can't lead the world again in manufacturing? Unemployment is at 3.7%. More Americans are working today than ever in the history of this country.
Woohoo!
And inflation has dropped 10 straight months in a row.
Applause, applause.
In this debate, I refuse to put what was responsible for all this economic progress on the chopping block. This bipartisan agreement protects the law that will help us build the best infrastructure in the world. It fully protects the Chips and Science Act, which is going to bring key parts of our supply chain to America, so we don't have to rely on others, like semiconductors, those tiny computer chips smaller than the tip of your finger, that affect nearly everything we rely on, from cell phones to building automobiles to most sophisticated weapon systems and so much more.
We need chips, we need
To
chips.
protect another law that I passed and signed last year that
Yeah,
finally
really.
beat
Bring
Big
that
Pharma,
up.
which I've been trying to do for over 30 years.
Beat Big
It
Pharma.
finally gives Medicare the power to negotiate lower drug prices, just like the VA's been able to do for veterans. This law has already dramatically cut the cost of insulin for seniors,
Yay!
from as much as $400 a month to just $35 a month for insulin. Negotiating lower drug prices not only saves seniors a lot of money, It saves the country a lot of money. $160 billion is not having to be paid out because drug prices are more rational. We pay the highest drug prices of any industrial nation in the world.
Oh.
It's just the beginning. You know, we also protected the most significant breakthrough ever in dealing with the existential threat of climate change. Today, new wind and solar power is cheaper than fossil fuel.
Yippee!
Since I've been in office, clean energy and advanced manufacturing have brought in $470 billion in private investments. It's going to create thousands of jobs, good-paying jobs,
Oh my gosh.
all across this country,
That's
and help
amazing.
the environment at the same time.
Hi.
Remember, at the beginning of this debate, some of my Republican colleagues are determined to cut the clean energy investments.
Boo!
I said no. We kept them all. And there's so much more to do. We're going to do even more to reduce the deficit. We need to control spending if we're going to do that. But we also have to raise revenue and go after tax cheats and make sure everybody's paying their fair share.
Woo!
No one, I promise, no one making less than $400,000 a year will pay a penny more in federal taxes. But like most of you at home, I know the federal tax system isn't fair. That's why I kept my commitment again that no one earning less than $400,000 a year will pay a penny more in federal taxes. That's why last year I secured more funding to go, more IRS funding to go after wealthy tax cheats. The Nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, and it is nonpartisan, says that this bill will bring in $150 billion, and other outside experts expect that it would save as much as $400 billion. Because it's forcing people to pay their fair share.
Yes!
Republicans may not like it, but I'm
Tough.
going to make sure the wealthy pay their fair share.
Yay!
I'm also proposed to closing over a dozen special interest tax loopholes for big oil, crypto traders, hedge fund billionaires,
Love it!
saving taxpayers billions of dollars.
Oh, I'm getting excited.
Republicans defended every single one of these special interest loopholes.
Wow.
Every single one. I'm
Wow.
going to be coming back.
Everyone.
With your help, I'm going to win.
Woohoo!
Right now,
Go
catch
Joe.
this. Right now, the average billionaire in America pays just 8% in federal taxes.
Oh my god.
8%. Teachers and firefighters pay more than that. That's why I proposed a minimum tax for billionaires. Republicans are against it, but I'm going to keep fighting for it. No billionaire should pay less in federal taxes than a teacher or a firefighter.
Amen!
Look, let me close with this. I know bipartisanship is hard, and unity is hard, but we can never
Not
stop
really.
trying. Because in moments like this one, the ones we just faced, where the American economy and the world economy is at risk of collapsing, there's no other way. No matter how tough our politics gets, we can see each other not as adversaries, but as fellow Americans.
Friends!
Treat each other with dignity and respect. To join forces as Americans to stop shouting, lower the temperature,
Yeah.
and work together to pursue progress, secure prosperity, and keep the promise of America for everybody. As I've said in my
Hi,
inaugural
Australia.
address, without unity, there is no peace, only bitterness and fury. And we can never become that country.
Nope.
I
Not
can
gonna.
honestly say to you tonight that I've never been more optimistic about America's future. We just need to remember who we are. We are the United States of America, and there's nothing we can't do when we do it together. Thank you all for listening, taking the time tonight to listen to me. May God bless you all, and may God protect our troops.
Woo! Riding
That
with,
was President Biden from the Oval with some lovely pictures of his family behind him.
Riding with Biden.
Back with me, Alex Wagner, Lawrence O'Donnell, Stephanie Ruhle.
It's our turn. Okay, so I'll catch that on YouTube later. I like Lawrence O'Donnell. I like Joy Reid. I like Ari Melber. I like MSNBC. Even though I write to them and I complain often. I do like them. So, wow. So multi-billionaires like Jeff Bezos and, who's the other one? Elon. 7-8% taxes. And what, I don't know the number specifically of the percentage of our income that we pay taxes on, but surely it's more than 7 or 8%. Hello. Yeah, take that, you fascists. Take that, you lying Republicans. They're lying that they're even Republicans, right? So welcome, raising taxes on Betty Bunny and Libby the Lamb. No way! We're not going to let that happen. Welcome, you guys. Thank you for being here. It's Friday Night Live, and it's a full moon in Sagittarius, and that's my sign, so I'm making a big to-do about it. Because why not? You can celebrate anything, right? And Sagittarius is about seeking truth. Sagittarius is about justice. The average person pays 22%. I posted a picture of Jeff Bezos on his super mega yacht. And if you want to get like some perspective, I mean, you know how many people use Amazon. I use Amazon. You probably all use Amazon. And the people that signed off on using Amazon told you they don't order anything from Amazon anymore. You know, I raise my eyebrows on that because it's so convenient and you can find anything. But multi-billionaires, remember the other day I was like, there's 8 billion people on the planet, and there are people on the planet that have hundreds of billions of dollars. That's a lot of freaking money. You can't spend that much money. It's okay if you don't use Amazon. I mean, I'm just saying, there's a lot of people that will say that they don't, but they really do. So, happy full moon. And, you know, we don't have to get into a discussion about Amazon itself. I'm just making the point. They can totally afford to pay their fair share. They can more than afford. So we will take a look at the cards and see how Kevin McCarthy is feeling. It's greed, it's just greed. It's greed, it's just greed on the part of the party of fascists. Anyhow, it was interesting that was scheduled at exactly 7 during our psychic party. Let's take a look at the cards. I think we'll use Llewellyn tonight. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what's on your mind. Let me know how your day went and your week went. TGIF. Although I work every day, so I mean, I'm always working in my head. But thank God it's Friday. Grab a cocktail. Grab some tea. Some billionaires help out maybe 2%. Yeah, I know. But if you were a billionaire, you know that you would help, right? Now, as I was listening to Joe Biden, so a few people were putting up some news in the chat about Texas. So if you want to kind of recap that for us, I'm curious, as it seems like people are jumping ship in Texas in terms of the government, and so you can feel free to put that back up. Harlan Crow will be crying to his friend Abbott. They made the tax law for the rich. Yeah, I know. So if you're wicked rich, you can buy a super yacht and write it off. As far as I know, as far as I've heard, you can buy a private jet and you can write it off, right? Seriously. You can. Clarence Thomas was not even reporting what he was getting from his billionaire Nazi friend. So, really interesting. I want you to know, I think you find this kind of curious. So I was walking today. I walk daily. I walk a long ways daily. I'm starting to run again too, which is exciting. Getting that lung capacity back. So I was walking today, and because Donald Trump is a sociopath and a malignant narcissist and a compulsive, dangerous liar, I was just kind of walking along, and I'm just kind of, praying a little bit and saying, "Dear God, please save us from Donald Trump." God's honest truth. Like, please save us from Donald Trump, because he still scares me. He scares all of us. And you know what I heard? I already did. Did you catch that? My little walking prayer, because Trump scares me. I'm like, "Dear God, please save us from Donald Trump." And I heard, I already did. So I just want you to put that in your pipe and smoke it. And I had to laugh out loud on my walk. And I went, actually, it was perspective. We almost lost our country on January 6, 2021. I say that all the time. And boy, the more you find out, the more, about behind the scenes stuff that was going on with Trump. He really was setting it up. He was setting it up, being coached by his buddy Vlad. Definitely was setting it up. Definitely was setting it up. So when people complain about the slowness of the DOJ and we hate that we're in this, we have to go through challenges to get to a better place. That's just life, people. I know it's not easy, but we all signed up for this. I don't know about YouTube and notifications. I'm lucky I can figure out some of the things I figure out. Like I think that you can do a super chat or contribution donation, but I won't know until somebody does it. It's just, you gotta set all these things up. Yeah. So if you want to get guidance, the best way, I've mentioned before too that Edgar Casey, we have to put definitely Yogi Bear. Edgar Casey would say, Yogi Bear is saying we need to put our attention on loving one another, and I do want to talk about that too. Edgar Casey would say, The Sleeping Prophet, I read this, if you want to receive guidance, if you want to receive answers, the best way to do that is to walk. And without your devices, just walk. You broke record temps in the past 2 days in Maine? It was warm here, but it wasn't horrible. Oh yeah, so there's all kinds of news breaking. I kind of didn't even know where to start today, but we started with Joe Biden, and that was awesome. Yeah, so we want to know who paid George Santos bail money. How much was it? It was a lot. Why wasn't Biden broadcast on the networks? Biden was on MSNBC. I don't know about CNN. Let's have a moment of being excited and optimistic, because that was a lot of good news. We were heading for a cliff. So we're going to stick with the good news. He was on CNN, good. And he was on ABC and NBC. So what do you mean that why wasn't he on? I was just showing him. Did you miss that? Did you just jump on? Very true about walking. If you want guidance, just walk. And if you're in the northern hemisphere, I know in Australia you're moving into winter, but I walk all winter too. But if you're in the northern hemisphere, like I'm in New England, it's getting nice out, and I love this time of year. So we avoided, I could feel it in the air. I mentioned it the other day. People were freaked out. If you're not on Social Security or Medicare, you know people that are, right? We don't want people to suffer. A baby deer was born in your backyard. Wow, that's a really beautiful thing. And you saw that? Deer represents, you might want to look that up in the medicine cards. Deer represents being, to be gentle with yourself. That's the message of deer. Be gentle with yourself. What am I reading now? Okay, the aftermath of this debt ceiling, the talk by Joe Biden, and I do want to mention something. Yeah, Republicans may not like it, but I'm going to make sure the wealthy pay their fair share. Yes, let's all write that one down. Thanks for posting that. I did hear that Joe Biden tripped on a sandbag that was in the way. Oh, it's working. Thank you, Sandy, for letting me know. The light is getting stronger. The light is winning. CM is on Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Yeah, so we were all worried about the people that rely on that. Pensions, like that kind of thing, retirement accounts. It's unbelievable. YouTube is ending the removal of election denial misinformation. Yeah, they're still working against us. YouTube is ending the removal of election denial misinformation. Oh well, let's write to YouTube. Let's write to Google. So he tripped on a sandbag yesterday, right? And I know that Fox, not that I saw it, but you just know. You don't even have to look at it. You know that they made a big deal out of it. You know that they were like, that man, 80 years old, and I don't think that's too old, especially with the amount of 50 years of experience that he has. His cognitive function is flawless, if you ask me. Seriously. And I want to let you know too, just as far as him tripping over a sandbag. Why was that sandbag in his way? You know what? I know. I write to them when we had a big discussion about this the other night. I write to them when they go on about Biden's age. MSNBC doesn't seem to be doing that as much anymore. We're chipping away at the fascists, that's for sure. I'm going to ask the pendulum. Because I think it was odd that there was a sandbag in the way. And let me ask you something. I've tripped before. Have you tripped before? I don't mean on psychedelics. I mean, have you tripped over something before? So what I'm going to ask right now, I don't like it when Colbert does that. He's not on right now because of the writer's strike. But no, I would turn it off. As soon as somebody started doing ageism on Joe Biden, I would just turn it off. So yeah, have you ever tripped over something? I have. Okay, I didn't watch the video. Was it intentional? It wasn't intentional. I just had to check. I didn't think that it was. Joe Biden's a pretty smart guy, and I want to tell you that about 6 months ago or so, my guides were showing me Joe Biden's numbers. Maybe it was long, it might have been 8 months ago. My guides were showing me Joe Biden's approval numbers to be in the 70% range. You trip over your tongue daily. Good one. Seriously. I mean, if that's the worst thing that happens, is like he missed this, whatever it was that he tripped on. Going up the airplane stairs, he was maybe just going a little too fast. And maybe misjudged the next step. Who hasn't done that? If you're a human being, he had just shaken hands with over 900 service military. Yeah, because he was more committed to that, to showing his support. Because the former guy, what would he do? Oh, why would they defend our country? They're losers and suckers. Trump opens his mouth and Vladimir Putin's voice comes out, if you ask me. You fell down a flight of stairs. I hope you're okay. I'm pulling cards about the aftermath of his just now speech. And thanks for being here to watch the speech with me. Thanks for being here in general, and please hit the thumbs up. I just did that, Cheryl. It said that somebody didn't put the sandbag there. It was actually holding up a flag because it was windy. Joe pivoted to leave the podium. Yeah, well, the pendulum said it wasn't put there by mistake. On purpose. So after Joe Biden, after that speech, what I want to say, because I'm reading on what the general energy is after that speech right now. Ooh, be grateful fell right after hip surgery. Yikes. She's okay. So this is Eight of Pentacles. It inspired people. The Eight of Pentacles is about kind of putting your head down and getting to work, but really being into it, really being absorbed in your work. And by the way, Kalani was up and he said something about that he used to be in the semiconductor industry. I'm telling you, I know someone who's in the semiconductor industry, and he's been in it for a long time, and he does very well. He's a very smart guy. A lot of Biden's policies were fought for by the Honorable Senator Bernie Sanders. Yes. Yes, this is the Llewellyn deck, and this is, I have a Llewellyn astrology calendar too. Biden tripped versus, yeah. Biden tripped over sandbag versus Trump stealing top secret documents, which is so dangerous. Sanders voted against this bill. Just on that point, there are some progressives that knew that it would pass, and that was their way of saying that they wanted to not cut anything. Because 3 times, you having snow? Why are you saying snow? Are you having snow? Anyway, 3 times they raised the debt ceiling when Trump was in office, and I believe Joe Biden said just now, to the tune of $7 trillion. Trump, you were listening. I think it was $7 trillion. When Trump was in office, those 4 years, he practically bankrupted America. Yeah. So when the Democrats voted against the deal, I mean, Trump didn't have to do a deal. They just raised it. So it's so unfair. They knew it was going to get raised. So they wanted to make a point. They wouldn't have done that if it was too close. No, snow, you wish you had some this past winter. Yeah, snow is good for the water supply. Glenn was just saying the purpose of the sandbag that Joe Biden tripped over was it was holding up a flag because it was windy. 7.8 trillion. Trump added $7.8 trillion to the national debt. Not to mention the insurrection and ties to Russia and Saudi. Anyway, here are the cards, and this is about the aftermath of Trump's speech. I mean, not Trump's speech. Now you got me talking about Trump. Joe Biden's speech. It's not the same thing. Not even, they're from different planets. This is going to inspire people to get down to work. He's created more jobs than there have been created since 1969. The emperor, he's looking strong, riding with Biden. Yeah, in only 4 years. Trump ran up the national debt by 25% of the total over 240 odd years. I guess, I mean, think about it. How many of Trump's businesses went belly up? Hang on a second. I wish I could keep this so I could see it. 45 had a speech of sorts today, and President Biden speaking tonight. What did he say? Yeah, we'll get to all this other stuff. So Biden's looking good. People are excited to get back to work. That's about getting back to work and enjoying it. Yeah, the sandbag was holding on a flag. Yeah, okay. Read what Glenn wrote. Yeah, Trump, no agenda, no policies, just griping. So Biden's looking pretty good. And then the Fool card is coming up, which is indicative. I'm just curious. What's Marjorie Taylor Greene saying now? Yeah, Trump bankrupted his businesses. I mentioned before that in 2015, this person who I thought was an intelligent thinking person in 2015 said to me about Trump running for president, well, don't you think we need a businessman in the White House? I was like, are you for real? Are you for real? Trump is the worst businessman ever. And the biggest criminal. The worst businessman ever and the biggest criminal. Hell no. Okay, so it does look like, so the Fool card coming up is about, I mean, for kicks, if you turn on Fox right now, if anybody would want to just let us know what they're saying, just out of curiosity, not that we really care, but we're just curious, because the Fool card coming up is actually saying that they're going to start looking really foolish. Somebody called Marjorie Taylor Greene Marjorie Toilet Green. I think the most fitting thing to call Marjorie Taylor Greene is Marjorie Trader Green. We have noticed that there's a lot of dirt coming out of various sources about Vladimir Putin's connections, the Kremlin's connections to certain people in America that are in prominent positions. Trump can't run a popcorn stand without stealing the money, says Yogi Bear. He also can't run a charity without stealing the money. Ivanka failed to hand over the details to, let's look at that, to Fani Willis. Let's look at what's going to happen with Ivanka. Ivanka. Let's see. Ivanka's also distancing herself from the Trump name. Okay, so let's see. Ivanka. The case against Ivanka is getting very strong. The case against her is extremely strong. Against Ivanka. She's in big legal trouble. She's trying to, this is what I see for Ivanka moving forward. She's going to really play the card of, I'm a mom, my children. I don't know why. I'm a mom, my children. I'm a mom, my children. For some reason, I feel Ivanka really just playing that. And the Knight of Pentacles, she is going to have to be, she's going to be held accountable. Ivanka's going to be held accountable for not doing what she was instructed to do. Kushner name is definitely going to be associated with treason. Definitely. Yeah, and Tharanos, is that her last name? She's going to prison. Oh, let's ask this. Is Ivanka going to prison? I mean, because I see her playing the, but I'm a mom, my children. So I'm not sure why. Is Ivanka going to serve time in prison? I'm getting a yes on that. Ivanka and Jared were in Jordan attending a royal wedding. I'm a mom, I have children, I don't break the law. Yeah, most of us don't. She's going by Ivanka Kushner now. Alright, well, since we're on the topic, let's read on Jared. Haven't read on him in a while. Autumn at Black and Orange calls him the evil mannequin. That's my fave. That's my favorite nickname. I should tell her. The evil mannequin, Jared Kushner. You know, his dad was a criminal and spent a lot of time in prison. I don't know tons about that, but it was pretty bad. It was a lengthy sentence. Jared, what's going to happen with Jared? The first thing that I get is Jack Smith is all over it. Jack Smith, I get, is very, very interested in Jared's ties to the Saudis. I feel very, very, very strong energy around Jack Smith investigating the Saudi connections, even more than Russia right now. So, let's see. AI Jared. Why are you saying AI Jared? Trump pardoned the father. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Oh, the plot thickens. I didn't know that. Jared. See a strong interest from Jack Smith on Jared Kushner. Strong. Food to poor people in North Carolina. Not buying that act, Ivanka. Is that what she said? She was providing food to poor people in North Carolina? That would be totally out of character for Ivanka. Ivanka has the energy of let them eat cake. Seriously. Jared. Oh, Jared thinks that he's sitting pretty. Jared Kushner thinks that he's sitting pretty and he's going to get away with all of it. But there's a big legal burden on his back. He's very uppity, he's very arrogant, he's very, you can't touch me, like that. Yeah, what's Ivanka doing in North Carolina? But the King of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, what I actually feel like, I know people keep saying, is Trump going to escape to, is he going to flee the country? No, I don't get that about Trump, because I don't get that it's really possible for him. North Carolina pastor and his son are facing felony drug charges after authorities said they caught the pair operating an illicit drug operation out of a church. So I'm not really getting, oh thanks Cheryl, purple. Purple's a Sag color. I'm not really seeing I'm not seeing the Ivanka connection to North Carolina. I guess I need to read up on that. Too much news! I feel like, even though people ask all the time, is Trump going to flee the country? I don't think he could do that undetected. But I really am picking up that Jared wants to figure out how to free the country. So I'm reading a little bit more about that. Oh yeah, the Six of Swords. Interesting. There are connections to January 6th. Jared was in Israel, right? Or Saudi Arabia. Where was Jared during January 6th? Remember he flew back in? You guys remember that? He knew. He knew. I'm going to ask the pendulum, is Jared planning to flee? Let's use this one. Is Jared planning to flee? Is he making a plan to flee the country? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He was in Israel. He's making a plan to flee the country. He was working on pardons. That's right. Hang on. I want to bring this closer. That will be easier. He was busy with pardons. That's right. Jared is a bot. He looks like a bot. All right. Let's see. I get that he's planning to flee the country. Was he with Mnuchin or someone on January? I'm getting that there's a connection to January 6th. He has dual citizenship. That would make sense. I'm getting strongly from the pendulum that he's planning to move. I mean, he's planning to, whether he can or not. That's can he move? Can he move? Oh, it will be tricky. I get it's not as simple as he might want it to be. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see. I don't think he's going to be able to move, but it really seems like that's what he's planning for. Yeah, no problem pushing the WB pipeline. Are you talking about Mansion? Hang on a second. Makara, what I want you to know is I feel a lot of things like doing a U-turn that Joe Biden agreed to because of the pressure he was under to raise the debt ceiling. Anyway, I just want to mention that. Your daughter and granddaughter love Marjorie Taylor Greene. Jeez. I have a sense about your family, Jazzy Sophie, that they'll come around. They'll come around. Just keep praying for them and don't get involved in a conversation about Trump. Just be unconditionally loving. That's my advice. Talk about other things. They'll come around. Trump is a very, very, very dangerous man whose favorite book is Mein Kampf. Mnuchin. Okay, well, is Mnuchin going to be subpoenaed? Yes. Hasn't he already been? There's so many different cases to read on. ETs refuse to abduct Jared. He lacks any knowledge. Boy, the chat is lively tonight with all kinds of stuff coming from like all kinds of different angles. Yeah, so it looks like Jared's got, I see a plan. I see a plan to escape. Will he succeed in escaping? Yeah, see, it's just that the pendulum's going, it's not a sure thing that he'll be able to escape. Full moon hits officially at 1:03 a.m. Eastern time. And actually, it's clouding up here, so we won't be able to see it. But we can certainly feel it. Is Ye West still running for president? He crawling out of his slimy hole? Jeez. Yikes! I want you to know that the appeal of people loving one another is going to get much greater. You know, we crave what we're lacking, that we need. We crave it. You know what I mean? Like if we don't have love, then we're just like, where's the love? Where's the love? Where's the love? And we're gonna start generating love. Abbott Crow announced Pride celebrations are not wanted or welcome in Texas. This hatred has a shelf life. It does. Kanye West running for president. Remember that? That was like, where have we gone? How low does it go? Yes, there'll be a lot of information. I want to take this opportunity to remind you, Spirit Talk podcast, this past Tuesday, which is right here on my channel, you can see it, you watch that video. There's a lot going on astrologically. In June, the hammer's coming down. Don't you worry your little heads. Let's look at Ron DeSantis. I called him DeSantis. Somebody really wanted to know about his wife, Casey. So, I will do this. Oh, by the way, Midas Touch is selling rainbow shirts for Pride Month. It is Pride Month. And today, I forgot. I actually was looking for an orange outfit today, but today is Wear Orange Day, but I kind of missed it. Yeah, it's time for the hammer to come down. It's okay. Diane's feeling under the weather, so everyone just send her positive vibrations. Go to Midas Touch and order rainbow shirts. Was it last year or the year before? I think it was, yeah, it was last year. There's a big, celebration like there is everywhere on the 4th of July. So the 4th of July last year, I wore a shirt that, it just had rainbow colors. It had the, the rainbow. It wasn't a rainbow, but it had like the chakra colors, which are the rainbow colors. Instead of wearing red, white, and blue. Diane, you'll be better in about 5 minutes. Okay, to fascist. Okay, so here's what I want everyone to look at with Ron DeFascist. He's offering nothing. Think about it. What is Ron offering? What's Ron DeFascist offering? Look, you're getting all the sunshine and bright lights. What's Ron DeFascist offering in these? I didn't watch the Iowa speeches or anything like that. I'm just seeing things just falling apart. Ron is offering nothing. I don't know about the U.S. and Israel. I need to look more into that. Hot air. So Ron's offering hot air. I mean, he's not likable at all. At all. I can't even think about a time that Ron looked appealing, that Ron DeFascist looked appealing. The Bible isn't banned in some Utah elementary and middle schools. There's some really violent stuff in the Bible. He offers fear and hate and griping and what he's going to destroy the leftists. I'm trying to figure out who he was in a past life. He was full-on dictator. If you want to put in the chat guesses as to who Ron was in his past lifetime that's making him such a heinous person, I already checked the pendulum. He wasn't Hitler. Trump was Mussolini. So, I'm trying to figure out which one. He wasn't Hitler. He wasn't Mussolini. Trump was Mussolini. I think I checked it. Ron wasn't Stalin in his past lifetime. So I feel like it was a more less known dictator. And who was that? No, Mussolini. No, Trump was Mussolini. If you've been following me, I've been saying that for years. If you look up pictures of Mussolini, Trump looks just like him. And then today I was like, was he Ivan the Great? Was Ron the fascist Ivan the Great? I think you got it. I don't know much about Ivan the Great. I think now I need to go look in my history. Somebody Google I'm getting a yes on that. I think we solved the mystery. Ron DeFascist. No. Henry VIII, that's not what I got. Let's see. Ivan the Great. Will you look up Ivan the Great? Because I think I just got it. Castro, no, I don't know when Castro died, but it wasn't that terribly long ago. Ivan the Terrible. Oh my gosh. The Impaler. I'm getting Ivan the Terrible, so somebody needs to look him up and tell me who he was. Yes. Yes. I am so curious. Thank you. Thank you to my people in the chat that are helping me out to solve this mystery. I'm even like, was he King George? It's like, I've looked at everything. Okay, so let's take a look at Ron DeFascist's quest for the presidency and how that campaign is going, how he's doing right now. That's what I'm looking at. Oh, he's got some legal stuff coming at him. He's in over his head. When I tune into Ron, I see him in over his head. Yeah, he was Ivan the Terrible of Russia. That's what the pendulum said, but I don't even know if I've heard of Ivan the Terrible. All right, let's see. The first thing I'm picking up about Ron is that he's got piles of legal papers coming at him. Piles and piles. I got Ivan the Terrible, so I'm going to go with that. We have to go through the timeline. You know, he was many people, but Ivan the Terrible is coming up. Because we have many past lifetimes. We have hundreds of past lifetimes. How he's doing. He's seeing if he can glom on to people. I feel like right now Ron DeFascist is really feeling like he needs to cling on to his wife. 1500s in Red River Valley in China, now Russia. That's Ivan the Terrible? Okay. He killed his own heir and son in a fit of rage. You know who else? Okay. I'm going to really look into that. The first Tsar of Russia. Okay. I'm picking up that that's who he was. Paranoia, rage, and mental instability that increased with age. Wow. Thanks for all that info. This is so fascinating. So right now, Ron DeFascist is clinging on. He's really leaning into his wife right now. I'm going to ask something about that. Because it looks like he's feeling very dependent and whiny. Well, he's that way anyhow, right? But is Ron sick right now? He's feeling sick. So we all learned something tonight about Ivan the Terrible. Could have been a Weasley. The pendulum is saying, I'm asking about how Ron is doing right now, and I feel like he's sick. I haven't seen Damon lately. So Ivan the Terrible died in 1584. And just, if you want to look up something else, Putin, the original Putin, was, what was it? It wasn't Igor. Putin was Prince Oleg, O-L-E-G. Damon's here! Damon! People were worried. People have been asking about you. Wednesday night, everyone was like, where's Damon? Yeah, Ron is sick. Peter the Great, Ivan the Terrible. I got Ivan the Terrible on Ron. If DeSantis drops, Abbott may run. Yeah, Abbott won't be able to run. He won't be able to run. No, he's not going to run. And I also got that Ron DeFascist wouldn't run either. And the pendulum shows me the energy of the situation. I've learned that over the years, over time. It's like it tells me the energy of the situation. So I feel like Ron is sick. Yeah, this is physical. Because I'm asking how he's doing now, and he's feeling very needy and clingy. And he's counting his money. I don't know why. Ron's counting his money. I think what I'm picking up is Ron is like sorting through the money and seeing what he has to hide. Let's see. Definitely the guy who should be who should not be handling a delicate crisis. I mean, seriously. The 6th. I've always said he knew about January 6th. There are connections between Ron and January 6th. I've always seen that. He's not doing well. I think he's probably going to take a bit of a reprise. Damon, you have probably more fans than I do. I think that, yeah, counting money. I see him counting money. I see Ron DeFascis like clinging on to his wife because he doesn't feel well for one thing, and he's really leaning into her a lot anyway. Counting the money to see, where to put it, and I'm seeing connections to January 6th. So let's ask this. Did Ron DeFascis play a role in funding January 6th? Did he play a role in that? Are you all watching? For entertainment purposes only. Damon, you have fans! Counting all the money that he stole, perhaps. This looks like divvying it up. Like, I need this much for this campaign and this much for this. Yeah, lock him up is right. What an evil person Ron DeFascis is. I'm not sure how people are responding to him, but... And people are saying he has jaundice. I don't know. I just know that the pendulum is reading that he's not feeling well. He's definitely feeling sick. Was he in the news at all today? Midas Touch has a segment, sort of collaborative, what do they call it? Where they put everything together and like a montage. Different views. It's on their show from last night, Midas Touch. There's different clips of Ron DeFascis on the campaign trail and his horrible weird thing he was doing with his head and his rubbing snot on somebody's shirt, on this poor man's shirt, and then it's so gross. Anyway, my point is, I don't see his appeal. Okay, so I'm going to read this from Marianne. If you're just joining us, we're looking to see who Ron DeFascis was in his past lifetime that's made such a big imprint on this lifetime. Ivan the Terrible. Contradictory personality demonstrated a combination of acute intelligence and religious devotion, but also a mind prone to paranoia and episodic outbreaks of violent instability. Well, that fits. His eyes always look dilated like he's on a high of some kind. He might be on kind of speed. Some of the DeFascis moves seem almost inhuman. I agree with that. Damon, you're really making a splash here. Okay, so I heard somebody predict today that that Ron would drop out of the race in February. I think Milo said that. I heard Milo say that today. Ivan the Terrible killed his own son and beat his daughter-in-law when she was pregnant, losing her child. He accused her of being indecent. It kind of checks out, doesn't it? Because Ron is really, he's a sociopathic mind. So mean and hateful. So, you think he's just a jerk? Him being on speed would be a compliment? He doesn't act right. Is Ron under the influence of something? Well, maybe that question is true. Is Ron under the influence of mind-altering? Yeah, he's under the influence of something that's mind-altering. Is it something that's speedy? Yes. Okay. Is it something Jennifer, I already read on that, and the sandbag was not placed in Biden's path intentionally. See how rumors get started? It wasn't intentional. It was holding up a flag, and because it was windy, and he didn't see it. Yes, Ron loved watching the prisoners at Guantanamo being waterboarded. Good point. Good point. Is Ron on some kind of ADD medication? Yeah, see, the way he acts, I feel like he's on ADD medication. He's like, you know, kind of freaked out. He's like a deer in the headlights. He has that thing going on. Anyway, what I was going to say was Milu said that he sees Ron dropping out of the race February, and I was like, I see August. This. All right, since you're asking, is Ron possessed? It's not a demonic possession. It's just funny that, you know, we have to ask, right? Not possessed by the demonic possession is a different thing. He's stuck in that lifetime of evil, and is August of this year, yes. And I'll check on that too. He's stuck in he has such a strong imprint. When we incarnate, we have strong imprints from about anywhere to 3 to 6 of our past lifetimes. That's how we show up in the world. That's how this August. That's how we show up in the world. We show up in the world with imprints from about anywhere to 3 to 6 of our past lifetimes. And the reason for that is that we have decided we're going to use those gifts and talents again, maybe expand on them. We're going to incarnate into a time where we have more opportunities. A lot of people were women in past lifetimes, and they incarnated into this lifetime at this time period in history, at a time when women actually have, you know, can be holding jobs and high positions and stuff. So for Ron, this evil dictator lifetime impression is very, very strong. So yeah, people are praising Biden. Yeah. Rudy was a real living joker. A lot of what's gone on in the past several years have been like the old Batman shows. Will Ron drop out of the race by August? Yes, I'm getting August on that. Yeah, Ron, it looks like Ron is on some kind of like ADD medication. Well, let's ask this. I just think he's going to drop out. Is he going to drop out before August? No, it looks like August. Is he drinking a lot? Well, Tim's asking, have I ever looked at DeSantis' wife? Yes, I have. I haven't done an in-depth reading on her. A little warm. A little warm today. I haven't done an in-depth reading on Casey, but I have read on her. We can do that now. What I read is that he does lean heavily on her. I was kind of laughing about that she wants to be Jackie O, but tomorrow would be better for Ron to drop out. But I feel like they're two peas in a pod, you know, they're partners in crime. And she puts a lot of pressure on him. Oh yeah, Trump definitely should be in jail. Washing a lot of money, yep. Yeah, she's running, she's pulling the strings. Yeah, she's very controlling. Casey, DeSantis, extremely controlling. But we'll pull cards on her. I've just said what I sense about her, my psychic impressions of her. But I don't think I've pulled cards on her. So here we are. She fears being in the poorhouse. For Casey, it's all about the money. I feel like she had a past lifetime as somebody who was destitute, and she's really afraid of being poor. Yeah. We're all pulling from the same source, all the psychics, right? Really afraid of being poor is really on the... she's really Phyllis Diller. You guys are funny tonight. Must be that Sagittarius energy. Yeah. Wow. This is weird. Casey DeSantis has very unusual, curious energy. It's like she's really obsessed with money. Like she could never be somebody with a little bit of money in her bank account. She would just totally lose her mind. It's really, it's off the charts hysteria about fear of not having a lot of money. Yeah, you're a Sag too. Well, that means you must be feeling really, really extra energetic and extra like yourself. Yeah, yeah, she's very afraid of not having money. So she spends, I get like 80% of her mental energy is on money, money. How can we get money? How can we get money? And nothing will stop her. And the bottle drop confirms that. I have not done my commercial yet. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Please subscribe too. This is my commercial break, but I'm not leaving you. I'm just taking advantage of your being here. Because I do these PNNs. One of the big reasons I do these PNNs, well, besides that I love you guys and it's wicked fun. Where's my pointer? Where's my Sharpie? We'll use this. We'll use my lip liner. It's commercial time. They're early tonight with the bottles. No, it's around 8. Well, you know, it's a weekend. It's usually the bottle drop is at 8. The seagulls are really quiet tonight. Thank you for the donations. There's also a tip jar in my description. Here we go. Psychic tarot readings. I'm having a sale. $25 off a reading. You get a rebate after you pay. And you gotta do what you gotta do, right? This lip liner is from Thrive. If you want to know. For you ladies out there, or you trans people, it's called DEVON. Great lip liner. Thrive is a great company. It's where I get my makeup. Most of it. Anyway, but I'm not advertising for them. I'm advertising for me. Psychic tarot readings. They're through phone or FaceTime or Zoom if you prefer. $25 rebate through June 5th. You can book the reading for any time, but you have to book it to get the discount. You have to book it by June 5th. I mean, you could have the reading next month, but you'll get the discount if you book. And June 5th is Monday. And the moon goes out of Sag on Monday. So, okay. Tea leaf readings. Because I have had so much fun reading the tea leaves, I'm now offering personal tea leaf readings. It was going to be for a limited time, but I decided to, I think I'm just going to make that part of my menu. My Katie Porter whiteboard. I have to order it from Amazon. I haven't done it yet. We'll have to make do with what we have. You get a $10 rebate on a tarot, on a tea leaf reading. Tarot, $25 rebate. Tea leaf readings, $10 rebate. The tea leaf readings are shorter, but I spend time with the tea leaves before we talk on the phone. PsychicAnnetteDion.com is where you go to find out what I'm up to. I work full moon week. I did this the other night, so I'm just using the same notes. There's a pendulum class coming up Saturday, June 10th. My pendulum classes are a blast. Learn to use a pendulum. It's a useful tool, and it's not just for yes or no answers. It's also for clearing and installing positive energy. That's Saturday, June 10th. These are all on my website, PsychicAnnetteDion.com. You can sign up there. And on June 17th, if I don't get enough people for this class, I'm going to have to cancel it. Radically Forgiving, really important. I did teach this class before. It was extremely powerful. You get a recording. If you attend the class, you get a recording afterwards. And they always include a guided meditation. Thank you for the tip. And one more thing. No, two more things. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. We not only talk about what's going on in this country, we save democracy. We do hard work or easy work, whatever you're up for. We meet on Saturdays for a work session, so join us tomorrow. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com. On Tuesdays, we have a 20 on Tuesdays guided meditation for a healed America. There's a lot of good happening along with the scary stuff. There's a lot of good, and it's starting to outweigh the bad. Definitely. And we meditate every week, every Tuesday on that. We visualize a healed America. Our Thursday nights, we have a discussion group on Grassroots of Democracy. Thank you, Carrie. She had a tea leaf reading yesterday. I used to read tea leaves in a past life. And tarot cards. But tea leaf reading comes pretty easily. It's fun. It's all fun. Because life is about having fun. Thursday nights we have a discussion group about saving our democracy. We join with other groups that are saving democracy. It's great. Saturday we have a work session. We sign petitions. We talk. We have a little civics lesson. We have a good time. And every single Sunday, 1 o'clock live stream. I have Church of Spirituality, which is it's not like the Church of days gone by. Thank you, Kara. It's a spiritual vitamin to get you through the week. You've got to watch Church of Spirituality to know what it is. It's on my channel here. Live stream every single Sunday since December 6, 2020. And get your spiritual on. Check it out. I don't know if Terry's here tonight. I don't think I've seen her. She's my helper. You went on Midas Touch to the store for no shirts available in your size? Oh yeah, I think they were having trouble. Oh, there's Terry. She's here. And thank you, Terry, for all your amazing work. And Yogi Bear wants me to invite the SNL church lady to church. See? It's not like that. It's uplifting. And if you watch Church of Spirituality, I just want you to know, I have these chants that are really catchy, like All Is Well. I'm not going to sing them for you. You have to watch it. All is well, I'm in the present, it's great. I forgive everyone, and you can take those chants through your week, and it'll change your life. It's beautiful, and I do the music and the sermon. I have worked in churches playing piano for 15 years of my life, and now I just have my own church. So there's that. That was my commercial. The commercial break has now ended, but please visit my website, psychicannetteDion.com. grassrootsofdemocracy.com or churchofspirituality.online. churchofspirituality.online. I'll make sure I put all that in the description. And we're back. Tonight might be a little bit longer because we spent the first part listening to Joe Biden. That was about 15 minutes or so. Okay. Let's take a look at the Trump connection to the Saudis and the Live Golf thingamajiggy. Someone had a question about the special on the reading. As far as the special on the reading, the way we have it set up is after you pay, you get a rebate. We can talk about that when you get your reading. The Live Golf, okay? Yeah, church lady on SNL is a hoot. That's really... Dana Garvey is very funny. He's one of my favorites. Chopping Broccoli is one of my favorites. I should make tea leaf shirts. Yes, I like your suggestion. And that's, every day I think I hear a news anchor say we need to read the tea leaves, but they don't. I want to hear them say, we need to call Annette. Is Casey DeSantis originally from Cuba? I don't know. I really don't know any facts about her. I just clairvoyantly read her energy. The Saudi-Trump connection. I'm going to first use the pendulum. For entertainment purposes only, the Saudi-Trump connection. Did he share top secret sensitive documents with the Saudis? I'm not wanting to look. At Church of Spirituality, I also have a prayer for healing America. And when you think of Donald Trump and how much danger he has put us in, who's up there saying they have family members that are into Trump? Do they even know how much in danger we are? How much our national security is at risk because of that man? He has shared secrets with the Saudis. And he still has documents in Bedminster, and almost a year ago, I haven't looked at Boris Epstein, but I can tell you about him. Almost a year ago, I saw the FBI searching Bedminster. I don't know what's taken so long. It's possible that they did go in and search, but I don't think so. I think they waited for some reason. Trump and the Saudis. And let me ask this first. Are the live golf tournaments that are scheduled for the summer going to be interrupted because of the legal issues? They're going to be interrupted because of the legal issues. I feel like, is it Jack Smith that's going to come up with something? I'm sensing, yeah, that's a really strong yes. I feel like Jack Smith is making the connection between the Saudis and Trump and the documents. They gather around that weird glowing orb. Yes, that was weird. That gave me the creeps. Sunshine, your sister who keeps saying that it doesn't involve her, there's some trauma going on there. That's a strange thing that she does that. There's something off about that. I just want you to know. It feels like a trauma. A lot of people have trauma, and it makes them have strange, not normal responses to things. Trump's legal issues the reason that Ron drops out? No, I'm not really sure. I'm trying to make the connection there, why that would be. No, I feel like Ron is going to drop out of the campaign because he's going to be humiliated. Narcissistic, your sister? Yeah, that makes sense. And also, when people are behaving in that way, they're trying to get, they're not nice people, and they're trying to get you agitated. Don't let her. Yeah, I know. I mean, some of these people, just so you know, I'm reading on the live thing with Trump. Just so you know, some of these people that are really all about Trump, and put it in your face and all that, they're doing it because they're angry and they want to make you upset. And when they make you upset and they can visibly see that they've made you upset, that's a win for them, and it's a win for the dark side. So go neutral. Okay? You said goodbye, we are done? Yeah. Good for you. Life is short and time goes fast. You don't want to spend it being aggravated by somebody who's just in it to aggravate you. And just so you know, the likelihood that they're very miserable is very, very, very extremely high. What did we used to say when I was a kid? Something about, glad I'm not you. Glad I'm not you. I wouldn't want to be you. Yeah, that's it. I wouldn't want to be you, being so miserable. Okay. I'm asking about Jack Smith and Liv and Donald Trump, and there's a big yes here. This has to do with the secret documents. Yeah, they feed off hate, by the way, these narcissists. It's more than brainwashing. It's more than brainwashing. They already were mean inside. They already were mean. Okay, yeah, this is big. So, I know, try to follow the thread. Baiting. They're baiting you. I'm having a dialogue about how to respond to people that put it in your face that they're Trumpsters. They're doing it because they want to make you angry. And as soon as you get angry, the dark side wins. So just don't go there. Really. As far as what the pendulum's telling me about the connection with Liv, the golf tournament, I'm telling you, it didn't maybe take a psychic to see during that golf tournament last summer with the Saudis and Trump, when they were on the golf course, they weren't talking about golf. My skin was crawling. I can't even tell you how much my skin has crawled with Trump being in any position whatsoever of anything that looked like any semblance of power. It's like trolling when people are nasty. Yeah, the $2 billion that Jared got from the Saudis wasn't for nothing. Really good point. You guys are so smart. You're wicked smart. Okay. Yeah, so your handle is sunshine. Sunshine? Don't let clouds, dark, awful clouds, mess with your sunshine. They're not worth it. You always say who's in the White House today. Yeah. And then they come back with, things like to make you even madder. What's going to happen with Jack Smith and the Saudis and the secret documents? Trump sold, for entertainment purposes only, Trump turned over our secret documents. Remember during that tournament last summer? Do you remember during that tournament last summer? There were people in New York, because I was right in New Jersey, that the golf tournament was, that were protesting. That like Trump is like, dude, the Saudis caused the terrorists from Saudi Arabia attacked us on 9/11. And what did he say? Oh, we really don't know who did that. Do you remember that? Oh my God. Yeah, you had to go to neutral with a friend. This seems like people are really upset about this tonight. It is upsetting. You have a house, husband, and state job. She's unhappy with her life. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna pull 3 cards about the Live Saudi Trump connection. We're going deep into the dark forest right now. Maybe I should pull out my dark forest cards. Hang on. It's starting to thunder outside. I think that's the first thunderstorm. And this calls for the dark forest cards. We're going a little later. This is going to be a really long video tonight. We're going a little later because I had a special guest during my live stream tonight. PNN, our special guest was President Joseph R. Biden. And so that ate up a little time. So we're going to add on a little time to this vid. If that's okay with you. Plus the moon is full. The moon is full and I have a lot of energy. Okay, so we're going to go to the dark forest. Is that what these are called? I think it is. Moonlight Tarot Deck. Oh, this is perfect. Moonlight Tarot Deck by Dark Forest. I thought they were called the Dark Forest Tarot Deck. Abbott just signed bill banning trans kids and LGBTQ in Texas. Okay, so here's the deal. Love is going to win. The students in Florida, teachers are quitting. Yeah, we're diving into the swamps right now, into the dark forest cards. Teachers are quitting. We're still reading about Jack Smith and the Saudis and Trump. For entertainment purposes only. I have to say that sometimes. Shocking, not shocking. This LGBTQ, this attack on people, this hatred, they're banking on people hating one another, and it's not going to work. I don't hate people. Do you hate people? People can be aggravated, and I can be aggravated by people, but I do not hate people. Sometimes I might joke and say I hate people, but I'm just joking. But I wouldn't really say that. Okay. There are more loving people than nasty people. Oh, I wonder if that thunderstorm is going to get loud. Somebody in the chat said that, was it Cheryl? Yeah, in Maine. They're coming this way now, the thunderstorms. See, we're all connected. Okay, so you got called pretty today? Nice! See, people are so sweet. Sometimes you hate people. I think sometimes we all hate people, but it's just an emotion. We don't really, it's not that kind of Greg Abbott hate. That's all they embody hatred. It's really, really ugly. Yeah, the fascist is killing Florida. Yeah, that's why I don't see him sticking around long. Anyway, but right now we're reading about Jack Smith and Trump and the Saudis. I feel like that is really big. I feel like that's really big. Sharon's talking about a friend who went nuts over Dr. Fauci. Yeah, that's cult. That is C-U-L-T, cult. That's somebody who got sucked into a cult. Just to remind you, we've been under attack by the Kremlin for the past 7 going on 8 years. And the attack is through the internet, and it's brainwashing through the internet. Doctors are leaving Texas, yeah. It's taken me forever to finish on this one topic that I'm on, but this is about Jack Smith and Trump and the Saudis. I feel a lot of energy around that right now. Judgment. They're putting all the finishing touches on their the legal documents and everything. This is about Jack Smith and the Saudi situation. It's an ace in the hole. This is a dead ringer. Jack Smith doesn't have to go very far anymore, go any further about the documents and the Saudis and what Trump sold to the Saudis. He's a bona fide traitor. Jack Smith has a Paxton case. I think I said that is that breaking news? I'm pretty sure I said that on Wednesday. Oh, Marge. Okay, we need to talk Marge off the ledge. We went through this on Wednesday. Marge is getting impatient. Oh, it's been longer than that. Yeah. Well, I was just kind of, as far as we've been at war with Russia, a cyber war for the past 7 to 8 years. She's saying it's been longer. It has been longer, but just, I guess I'm kind of aligning it with when Trump ran for office. You missed me on Wednesday. That's okay. You can. You're 82, running out of time, waiting for justice. You're only 2 years older than Joe Biden. Come on. Keep going. What I was saying on Wednesday was just get down on your knees, thank your lucky stars that we made it through January 6th and that we actually have a legal system, which is what makes us a democracy, that's going after. Marge, you're not noticing the good. Help her out, people. That's why we're here. She needs a hug. Send her a virtual hug. Be patient. Be grateful. We're getting there. You could be in a third world country, right? Just be grateful that we have a lot of good happening. Joe Biden is president. If Trump was president, we might be, the whole entire planet could be blown up. And I wish I was kidding. Right? Jack Smith will get Paxton to spill the beans. Now, I'm looking forward to reading up on that. So they're weighing it out. They're putting the finishing touches, but they definitely have a case against Trump and, his ties to the Saudis and what he sold. It's really amazing. It's amazing in terms of how intense this is. Your great-grandma was 98 when she passed. You got a few decades to go. By the way, on that note, yeah, Europe is on edge about nukes. Pray, people. Just pray, and intend. Look, Marge feels better. We succeeded. Okay. When's that going to happen? Because I've been telling you next week indictments are coming for Trump on the secret document cases, which is a slam dunk. That's what those cards just said. It's a slam dunk. Kathy! We just talked Marge off the ledge. Moonchild, she's on it. One Marge at a time. Stop with the impatience. We're grateful, we're lucky, we're fortunate that they're under investigation. I think we've lost perspective on how long thorough investigations take. Maybe we just don't know. What am I asking? Oh, next week. Are indictments coming for Trump next week? Yes. And I know that all the psychics say time is hard to predict, but this is a definite yes. Listen to, yes, slam dunk. Slam dunk. It's like, speaking of golf, it's like, what do you call it? An ace in the hole? What do you call it? I'm not into golf at all. You've been up since 2 a.m.? Yeah, get some rest, Kathy. Rest gives you optimism. It's hard to be optimistic when you're wiped out. It really is. Because your energy's down and then you get down, right? I had a really great class the other day, last Saturday, about the brain. And I only had a couple people in the class, and it was an incredible class. A hole-in-one, thank you. I couldn't think of what it was. I'm not reading on the 2024 election. When the energy is, when the energy is really changeable and malleable, and you know, it's just, I don't read on things like that. It's just, there's too much. And also my guides tell me, because it's up to us to set the energy. Thank you, Catherine. It's up to us to set that energy and with our intention. So it's kind of like, we can't tell, this is what I get. We can't tell you who's going to win the election in 2024 because it's up to all the people intending. You know what I mean? There's too much in motion. Too much free will. Thank you, Betty. Jack has only been on the job 6 months. I mean, this is exceedingly fast. Are the Saudis pissed off at 45 for selling Trump? I'm picking up, for selling information to Iran, I'm picking up that people like, that our enemy countries are really angry at Trump right now. For some really weird reason. Okay, so it's coming. I feel next week. And you know what? I told you all last week that the debt ceiling would pass by this Wednesday. A couple days ago. And that's pretty much when it happened. And I told you the debt ceiling would be raised. Stay with me. Keep the faith. See? The sign says faith. Keep the faith. Trump needs to stay away from windows. I do feel like he's got enemies overseas right now. Oh, people just keep asking me who's going to win in 2024, but it's just, believe me. It goes with the job. Let's read about McCarthy. I'm telling you guys, Joe Biden, I saw his approval numbers being in the 70% range. Many months ago. We have a persistent president. We have a very he's the most experienced president in American history. And he's a Scorpio, Joe Biden, and he's a great strategist. And he just knows, and he knows people that he's known for decades. Remember, Joe Biden was vice president even for 8 years. You don't want me to read on Marshmallow McCarthy? Oh, I just must. Will I go on a cruise or a road trip this year? You don't want to know about me. We want to know about more important things. I have a simple little life. I mean, I wear it all on my sleeve, kind of. Simple life. I have a song by that title, by the way. By the way, speaking of songs, Midas Touch, Tennessee Brando wrote a song and for Midas Touch. It was great. I'm really glad they're embracing that. He's in Nashville. I used to live in Nashville. Tennessee Brandon. So I'm thinking about getting some of my songs about, because I've got some good songs about democracy. Maybe getting them to Midas Touch. We'll see. Anyway, I digress. Kevin Marshmallow McCarthy. How's he doing? How's he doing? Are you guys having cocktails and dinner? What you doing? Tell me what you're doing for the party tonight. There's a huge storm getting ready. Anne, where are you that there's a huge storm getting ready to hit? I'm going to the tea leaves. I'm moving the cup around for the tea leaves. Remember, for those of you that expect this to end at 90 minutes, the first 20 minutes were Joe Biden, so I'm going a little bit longer. Well, Thomas, I've been reading that McCarthy will be ousted in June. That was a great song, Midas Touch. Yeah, I've got a few that I really want to get out there. One of these days I might. I'm planning on having a concert. Oh, you're cooking. What are you making, Liz? Thomas wants Marshmallow McCarthy to go, but I just don't know who's going to replace him. We can look at that. Okay. Yeah, it looks like Kevin McCarthy's going. Right now, he knows he's walking on thin ice because he did the right thing. Kevin Marshmallow McCarthy. I think, honestly, when I think of the meetings of Kevin McCarthy, thank you, Yogi Bear. I love to sing. I love to write songs. I love to sing. I love to play the piano. I love to play the guitar. I love to play my harmonicas with my guitar. It's everyone, learn an instrument if you don't already know one. Kevin McCarthy, 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords. He did the right thing. I feel like he sat down with Joe Biden, and Joe Biden was like, you know what Joe Biden does? He was like, come on, man. I wish I had sunglasses. I need to get some Biden sunglasses. Come on, man. Do you really want the whole world economy to collapse? And it's because of you? Come on, you don't want that. Right. That was my Joe Biden impression. I know it was bad, but I wasn't trying to go for the a really good impression. I was just saying that I feel like that's how the meeting went with Kevin McCarthy. Oh, what's Liz making? I'm hungry. Pizza and Coke. Wait. That's Tim. You want me to read on Texas? I'll read on Texas. No worries. Honey, garlic, pork chops, and fried okra. Interesting. The High Priestess. So right now, the fascist Republicans are behind the scenes scheming how to get rid of, reading somebody posting about Casey DeSantis. We're on to the next topic. You want to go on a road trip, you guys? Where do you want to go? This summer? Go to the Grand Canyon? Air fried chicken. Sorry, I'm kind of off topic. This is about Kevin Marshmallow McCarthy. Heartbreak. At his wit's end. I feel the fascist Republicans are coming after him. The 6 of Pentacles, this is because they're coming after him because they want to hide their crimes. They want to hide the fascist Republicans are coming after McCarthy because what they're doing is they're trying to snow people because they know they're gonna have their feet held to the fire about January 6th. It's weird. I'm trying to make the connection in my head, how that's connected to getting Kevin McCarthy out of there. But they're scheming to get rid of McCarthy. Yes, McCarthy's a rhino now. Yeah. They're scheming to get rid of him. Let's see how the pendulum checks out. Are they going to oust? Are the fascists? Yeah, the fascist Republicans right now, as we speak, are planning big time to oust Kevin McCarthy. Sedona is beautiful. I've been to Sedona, Arizona many years ago. Really, a lot of ET energy there. 1-6, just a distraction. I feel like, yeah, it only takes 1 vote to get McCarthy out. Yeah. The chat's like all over the place right now. We're going from the Mormon Tabernacle Choir to road trip in Texas. And it's pretty funny. Let's read. I'm going to do a general reading on the insurrectionists that are serving in Congress. Have you seen Lauren Boebert? She votes against helping the veterans, and then she goes on Memorial Day. She makes these videos. Oh my God, that woman, Lauren Boebert, I won't tell you what it makes me feel like, because she really infuriates me. So the insurrectionists that are serving in Congress. Oh yeah, I want to ask about aliens too. We might be here all night, people. Till I'm hungry enough to end. Anyway. The Ten of Swords. This is about the insurrectionists that are in Congress right now. The chat is good for everyone, for algorithms. Yeah, good. This is about the insurrectionists that are in Congress right now. She missed the vote on the debt ceiling? Lauren Boebert? You're off the ledge. Good. That's good that you're off the ledge. Anne's like, I don't hate her. Oh, Lauren Boebert, she really, And when I ever heard that 911 call from her son, who was clearly petrified because his father was beating him. And she got on the phone when she finally came home or whatever. I'm the mom. Everything's fine. And then the interesting thing about that 911 call with Lauren Boebert, when her son called 911 because he was freaked out that his father was beating him up. She said this, I know you have to come out here. Everything's fine. And I know you have to come out here anyway. Like she just knew the drill. She knew the protocol for when the police were called 911. When the police get a call, they have to come. It just was too it sounded too familiar. It really did. It sounded too familiar. It sounded like it happens all the time. And she was like, yeah. And she made him take back what the 911. That poor kid. And he's having a child thrown around. Yeah. I'm sorry. I better keep my mouth shut. How angry that makes me. Why was the father beating the son? That was the son who had, it was the older son. Yeah, I just can't even, it makes me so angry. Anyway, the Ten of Swords, this is about the insurrectionists that are in Congress. The ones that were involved in January 6th. The Ten of Swords. There is so much evidence. Remember the January 6th hearings, everybody. Let's not forget. 12 horses are dead at Churchill Downs. I haven't heard that. I feel like that sport has to be put to rest. Yeah, it's really bad. I feel so sorry for the son. Anyway, I'm reading on the insurrectionists that are in Congress. The Empress is the United States being victorious over the fascists. The fascists in America are losing power. What's real one on to? Boy, it's really raining out there. It cooled down. That's good. Okay. The Queen of Cups. Yeah. There's an abundance of evidence against the insurrectionists that are in Congress. Will Hakeem Jeffries be Speaker of the House? Yes. It was a younger son? Okay, I didn't know. She's got 4 sons, apparently. Yeah, these cards are good. Huh, okay. So much to read on. Hakeem Jeffries is going to be Speaker of the House. It's coming to me in a big wave. Big full moon wave. So the son who called 911 was not the son that's having a baby. It's kind of like, the point is, the father shouldn't be beating the son. She says it's cheaper to have babies than to be on birth control. She's such a whack job. The full moon is tonight at 1:03 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're in a place where it's not raining, you'll see it. Let's read on that. Let's ask this. Will the Democrats take back the House this year? Will the people? If you have a drink, pick it up. I forget I have tea leaves. So I just picked up my cup. We're winding down a little bit anyway. Okie dokie schmokey, look at this. Wow. Well, let me read on one more thing with the cards and then we'll go to the tea leaves. You think both parents are abusive in Bobert's family? What are the chances? Pretty high. Ring the bell for that? Oh, yeah. Ring the bell for the Democrats taking back the House. Yes. Do I have a favorite tea? I live about 25 minutes from Salem, Massachusetts, and there's a place called Artemisia Botanicals, and they read tea leaves there. And so I went in. No, I don't have any lightning. I went in. You couldn't see it with all my stars behind me anyway. I don't think. And I asked the guy behind the counter about what a good tea would be. So this is called ASSAM, Assam tea. This is good tea leaves to read. Okay, so I see an angel. I see an angel by the Mars symbol, angel wings. You might be able to see them. I see angel wings by the Mars symbol. And that's indicative of, Mars is this really forceful energy. Mars is in Leo right now. My Mars is in Leo too. We had a small bottle drop earlier. So don't be afraid of the intensity of the events that are happening. Lauren Boebert's not a grandmother yet. I don't think. Well, I'm calling them angel wings. Because they look like angel wings from here. And that's the guidance, is their angel wings. Now, in the position of the snake, which is nefarious people, we have documents. The crimes around documents that's going to be right in our face next week. All that's being learned about the documents next week, that's going to be the main story. She's a grandmother. Thank you, Betty. You're so sweet. Now, I see a whale, and it's in the... Bear with me, I have to look something up. Bear with me, I have to look something up. I'm looking up the planets. Saturn. Okay. There's a whale. And if you can just hang tight. Don't leave yet. I have to look up whale because I haven't seen a whale before. And the whale is in Saturn. So I'm going to look at how old this book is. This is a Llewellyn book too. A big whale in Saturn. That's kind of a big deal. That would be a big deal. Don't be sorry you came late. It's all good. Okay. This is good. Okay, in the position of Saturn, there's a whale. And that whale indicates this. You'll be greatly concerned about what appears to be a huge problem or potential problem, and the problem will turn out to be either non-existent or of very minor importance. You will worry much about nothing. Well, they're there, so stop your worrying, because it's going to be fine. No need to worry. It's going to look real serious, but we're going to be fine. Do not worry. And then I have Jupiter, and there's a lot of energy. And I mentioned We talked about this on our Tuesday podcast. Is it a beluga whale? No, it looks like a humpback to me. And also, this Jupiter and Taurus energy right now, this is a really good time for expansion. The doc was about a beluga. It's a really good time for expansion in your money and your business and that kind of thing. Resources has to do with expanding our resources. And I see that there's a, hang on. I'm seeing like sea creatures. Like I'm seeing a dolphin. Playful, after tonight, I feel like Biden is like, there's a playfulness. There's a playful energy. Be looking for that, because there's a real playful energy that's coming in. And I also see a T. Oh, and I was going to talk about UFOs, but we're going to, no, I don't see sharks. I don't see sharks. Now, there's a T here, which is indicating to me that the DOJ is crossing its T's and dotting its I's. What's so weird? Life is weird. Let's just be honest, right? And I see a lot of people being happy. You fell asleep on your chair. Sorry, I've gone way too long. Way too long tonight. I know there's a lot of other things to read on, but we covered a lot. Please book a reading. The doc about beluga whale as a Russian spy. Ah, well that makes sense. That's something I don't know about. I'll look it up. I see happy times coming. I think that tonight marked a turning point. Just to kind of recap the energy that I'm picking up on with Joe Biden's speech that we started out with. That's why we've gone so long tonight. And I think we have reason to be optimistic, and I think it's really important that we all really be very cognizant of the need for kindness and love. I took my dad to the grocery store the other day, and it's a place where people, like everybody goes, and I was struck by how many people looked like they were really kind of worried and how much, not poverty, but how much low income there is, out there. So let's, and I may start donating once I start getting more donations, donating part of it to a charity like Feeding America or something like that. So, but I do think that tonight's speech gives us a lot more optimism and reason to be happy. And that Jupiter in Taurus is about resources. So things should be getting better. And the other night, when I was reading the tea leaves, you might remember that I said, and it was surprising to me, I see the economy really picking up. So we really, there's a lot to be grateful for. So we really want to be grateful. And with that, please join me for Church of Spirituality at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 in the afternoon Eastern Time, every Sunday. Check out the services from before. I love you guys. It was a really fun party. And we'll see you soon. Namaste. Be good to yourselves.